Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. My name is Adrian. We are playing some more Soul Sisters, the human variety. And this is a risky keeping opening hand. Is it keepable, though? Windswept Heath. Is it keepable? I think it is keepable. If we didn't have Norin the Wary, Champion of the Parish, and Soul Warden, this is not a keepable hand. But the fact that we can run down Champion of the Parish, Norin the Wary, and Soul Warden, and even if we don't draw into another land for a couple turns, we have multiple plays, and we have ways of gaining counters and life. So I think we're going to go for it. Also, we're on the draw, so we have a slight advantage in that front. Ooh, Reading Pool. So it didn't draw into another land. Not the end of the world. And we're going to shock ourselves. And what do we run down first? I think it's going to be Champion. Champion gets bigger. He gets scarier. So that's something we should consider. We should do that. And we're not playing against black. If we're playing against black as well, maybe we wouldn't have played that. Largely because if they just push this guy, we lose a lot of value. But if they path it, which they're obviously not playing white as well, or they're not playing white yet, then we would gain some advantage. Hey, check it out. There's a Plains. So, we have two options. The first one is to run down Soul Warden. The second one's running out Thalia's Lieutenant, or Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Opponent's playing blue and green, so slowing our opponent down is probably a good idea. Let's do that. Yeah. Our opponent could have a Remand, or they could have other stuff. Growth Spiral. Oh my god, are we playing against the combo deck? There is a new combo deck, I don't remember what it's called. But it is, it's essentially trying to take infinite turns. And it's really funny. It's really funny. I've only seen it a couple times. But it's, yeah. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is just also some value deck that our opponent is playing. But I hope it is a combo deck. For your guys' sake. And my sake, because I love seeing that deck. Yes. So slowing down our opponent now by a single mana. So Verdant Catacombs. So if we do see actual black, then we know that our opponent is playing the combo version of this deck. Ooh, another Plains. Well, we have a number of options. Could go Mentor of the Meek, getting a card draw engine up running. We could also just go for aggro and run Soul Warden and Thalia's Lieutenant down. Basically putting counters on a whole bunch of stuff, making this guy bigger, swinging in for scary stuff. I think that's the better bet. So obviously playing Soul Warden first, because Thalia's Lieutenant puts counters on humans, which we would want one on her, because why not? And then Thalia's Lieutenant, which our opponent should theoretically respond to. He should respond to this card. If he doesn't, then that means he doesn't have a response. Because Thalia's Lieutenant makes this guy go up by 2, 1, 1. So, what does our opponent have for 3? Could be another Growth Spiral. Could be Remand. Remand doesn't seem like... Oh, yeah, it is Remand. Which is fine. And then we go to combat, swing for 5. And we are racing our opponent at this point. Racing our opponent. Let's see what they have to say. See what they have to do. See what they want to do. So they may... If they fetch out black, then they are playing the combo. Ooh, they are! Yes. The combo card, so there's Growth Spiral, which is an accelerator card. There's the one that untaps all your lands at your end step, each end step. Is the enchantment, the new one that just came out. And then there's the Buy a Box promo also that just came out, Nexus of Fate or something, I don't remember what it's actually called, where it's an instant speed, take another turn for a ton of mana. And it has flashback. So, which is, oh no, does it have flashback? No, it doesn't have flashback. It's shuffle into your deck. And then there's another card that is black that fetches up that card. Yes. I wish I remembered any of the name of these cards because I've only seen them a handful of times. Definitely I've never played with them myself, so I don't remember the names of any of them, which is, I just remember what they do. And as soon as I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, it's that card. Which is largely why I don't play decks where you're like, name a card, this is what that card can't do, can't be played or whatever. Not something I could do. Okay, Wilderness Reclamation. That's the one that untaps all your lands. So, scary times for me, because I don't think I'm fast enough right now. Not quite fast enough yet. We can always yield to this thing. Ooh. Ooh, not a Thalia Attendant. Okay. Let's try and run another Thalia's Lieutenant down. At this point, I mean, 4 cards on hand. He may have another counter. He may have another Remand? No. He may have a Mana Leak. I don't know if the deck runs Mana Leak, though. I'm assuming it doesn't run Mana Leak. So he's tapping differently because he needs to keep up black. I mean, it could be a Remand. Could be. But it can't be a Remand yet because Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. That's logic, not for 2. Also a card. We can't pay for it. But we can run down a Norin the Wary. Which he technically needs to respond to as well. Ooh, he doesn't. Interesting. Very interesting. So that may... What is this? This is Fatal Push on our champion. Okay. So attack with everything. Okay. I'm just wondering how I get out of this. Because it really is just a race for me. I need to race our opponent down faster. Thalia's Attendant is, or Thalia Guardian of Thraben is really good in this matchup. Ajani's Pridemate is also really good in this matchup. So the question is, do I put down Thalia's Lieutenant? I think I try for Thalia's Lieutenant once again. Pridemate's awesome because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But Thalia's Lieutenant's going to make me immediately more dangerous here. Immediately more dangerous. Yes. Marvelous. Because that's going to be swinging in for, what, 3, going to 5. So our opponent's on a 1-turn clock. And Abrupt Decay on the Soul Warden. Which we're okay with. It is unfortunate, but we're okay with it. Because I think our opponent's still on a 1-turn clock. We attack in for 3. And then we have Lightning Helix up. So if he taps out to do stuff, we can always Lightning Helix our opponent's face off. And we just need to get 3 more damage, and it's really what needs to happen. Another 3 damage past the Lightning Helix. The other option is I can always play Ajani's Pridemate as well. Always play the Ajani's Pridemate. We're actually going to hold up the Lightning Helix because if our opponent does play... So usually one of the win cons for this deck is either Snapcaster Mage or... was it? Creeping Tar Pit. Creeping Tar Pit's the other win con. So if he plays a Creeping Tar Pit, we can always Lightning Helix him down. And at this point, our opponent has drawn more cards than us, so he can't just, like, take turns and mill us out. Okay, opponent decides to go to sideboard. Okay, that's good to know. Blood Moon is really scary against the deck our opponent's playing. So Blood Moon comes in. Path to Exiles go out. They are not useful in this matchup at all. Worship forces our opponent to mill us, which is fine. Mirran Crusader is not bad, except for it doesn't block certain things. Another Thalia is good. And I think Ranger of Eos is actually too slow in this matchup, because we need to either be putting in locks, or we need to be just running fast. I think that's what we're going to go with. There's an argument as well to put in Tormod's Crypt. If this was Rest in Peace, I would go for it, but seeing how it's Tormod's Crypt, I'm not as interested. Because our opponent is going to be using stuff out of their graveyard, such as Logic Knot, and other things. But it's not like the key part of their synergy, so I don't need it as much. Especially if they get a Search for Azcanta going, they don't really care what's in their graveyard. They're just gonna go. Well, they're actually. Maybe I should have put in the Tormod's Grip. I named like 3 cards that definitely use the graveyard. One is the card that fetches, because it has flashback. Period. They're words that I cannot remember. Search for Azcanta uses the graveyard, and then also Logic Knot. Mind you, I'm pretty sure the deck runs 1, maybe 2 Logic Knots, so I'm not too concerned. Not too overly concerned. Let's see if our opponent actually has anything against us and can actually bring in anything. So the big one about Blood Moon, and the reason why we're bringing it in against him, is it kills his Creeping Tar Pits in a big way, which is one of his only win conditions. So essentially, if we resolve the Blood Moon, and he manages to take infinite turns tapping down our stuff, then he has to mill us out, which is not easy. Because, well, it's not easy because they're already going to be drawing a couple extra cards, and they rely on us drawing a couple extra cards. And we do have Mentor of the Meek, which can draw us cards, but if we are aware that that's what the game plan is going to be, we'll just not Mentor of the Meek. As easy as that. So we will see. We will see indeed. It's a very fun deck to play against. It's a very, it's fun to play against combo decks that have multiple little working pieces, and that aren't just like, turn 3, turn 4, boop, here you go, I win. Well, maybe not turn 3 as much, but turn 4 where it's like you literally just can't interact with them. You're like, so frustrating. Playing them, on the other hand, it's a whole different story. I love playing those kind of decks. They're really fun. Okay. Ooh. This is a bad opening hand. Mulliganing this away. Mulligan away. Ooh, that's keepable. Not amazing. Yeah, I think you're going to go on the bottom. I would rather find a Blood Moon or something else rather than another Soul Sister. Like a Norin the Wary. Norin the Wary is fantastic in this exact situation. So here we go. Run down the Soul of Wardens. Opponent opting. You can actually skip through our opponent's turn. So it's going to be Pridemate, Norin the Wary is going to be the plan here. I guess we can know about these graveyards. See what's going on in the graveyard. Ooh, second Pridemate. That's fantastic. I think we run down the Foundry and pay for it. And it doesn't really matter what order we do this in. We theoretically should attack first, but if our opponent had any mana open, we might attack. We may play and then attack. We should have actually attacked and then played. Slight misplay on my part, but not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. It's just a best practice thing. Because our opponent might say, oh, well, maybe he has a bolt or a path or something like this, and if our opponent plays, you just kind of be reluctant to play things. Yes. Okay. Flooded Strand. Well, let's go fetch up the plains. And opponent is tapped out. We want actually this guy to be bigger, so we're going to play 2 cards. He'll likely remand it. Ooh, he doesn't remand it. Has no answers. Scary for our opponent. And then run down the Norin the Wary. Same thing that just happens. It happens again. Put some counters down, which is always fun. And then we go to combat. Attack with the everything. Ooh. Opponent's gonna abrupt our Assassin's Trophy. One of our Ajani's Pridemate. Which is okay. We're still gonna swing with one of our Soul Sisters. And we'll just keep getting planes. Keep getting the planes. Attack, go to our opponent's turn. See what they have to say. Again, he needs to get rid of Ajani's Pridemate as well. I mean, Fatal Push also gets rid of it, so that's a thing for our opponent to keep in mind. There's the Wilderness Reclamation, which is good for us, or good for him, bad for us. Especially because we don't have, we have 2 lands in hand. We don't have more gasoline. This should always be yielding, and I want to always yield to this guy as well. And always yield to that guy. Don't. It happens all the time, so there's no point in me. Man. Sad day. Well, let's play nothing. We'll go to combat. Attack with everything. I'm a little bit concerned about attacking with the Soul Warden, actually. Because if he does have a Snapcaster Mage, and he blocks Soul Warden, that becomes bad for us because we need the life gain. So we're not going to do it. We are not going to attack him with the Soul Warden. Just be safe. I don't think he plays... I think he plays Snapcaster. I think the deck plays 1 or 2 Snapcasters. Basically as a way of getting Assassin's Trophies, Ops, getting a couple extra like cantrips. And also because it needs a win condition. No, it's going to be a Fatal Push. Not the greatest for us either. And okay, well, go to our opponent's turn. On our opponent's turn, we're going to Arid Mesa. Probably fetching the other Sacred Foundry. Just so we have an extra red source in case we need it. Just in case. In response, we will fetch. Everyone fetches. I fetch, you fetch, someone else fetches. We're playing one of those games. And we're not going to pay life for it. The big thing for us now is the other, actually, this is actually a really cool trick. A really cool thing with the deck as well. Is you don't ever want to draw into a ton of lands, so having so many fetch lands allows us to thin our deck out, like, really fast, because we have a lot of basics. So it's just like, okay, I mean, it's essentially, if the deck is playing 20 lands, which is what it is playing, I think it's playing 20, it's 21. Anyway, if we're playing 20 lands, essentially, we are playing with 8 less lands, because as we draw these things, we can actually just remove a land. So it becomes less and less likely for us to draw lands down the road. Which is great. Oh, there we go. Mystical Teachings. That's the card I was thinking about. So it has flashback. So he's going to use Mystical Teachings to go and get the card, which I don't remember the name of it. But we'll see it, and I'll point it out. So yeah, so he's eventually using this to go and fetch up an instant card from his graveyard with flash. Or instant or card with flash. So he's going to get an instant. It's going to be the one that takes an extra turn. So he'll reveal that to us. And then this guy has flashback, so we can like keep doing it. So essentially, what the deck needs to do is the deck needs to cast that card a number of times and keep finding it again and again and again. Now he's getting Blue Sun Zenith. What? Draws X cards. Okay, that's funny. Well, I mean, our opponent can't deck him themselves now. I guess decking themselves with the other one is not easy either. But Blue Sun Zenith, really? Target player draws X cards. Interesting. Didn't see that coming. Well, Soul Warden, or Soul's Attendant. Well, let's play it. See if our opponent has a response. I'm assuming they don't. I mean, what are you gonna logic not this thing? No, of course not. And I guess we go to combat, swing for 1. I guess. Might as well. That's actually not. Maybe this isn't a bad call. Actually, Blue Sun Zenith. I didn't think of this card in the deck before, but why not? Just draw everything. Either way, we're gonna be drawing a lot of cards right now, so our opponent has to mill us out, or we're gonna be getting a lot of life. So on our opponent's end step, he's going to be Blue Sun Zenithing for 2. That seems unfortunate. Seems how he has Wilderness Reclamation, so he could actually technically. He has 1 in play. If he has a second one, he could just do it a ton. So Blue Sun Zenith for 2. I guess 2 extra cards at instant speed. It's not bad. And there's the second Wilderness Reclamation. That becomes much more difficult for us to deal with. Well, I mean, I guess we don't have to deal with Wilderness Reclamation. We just need to know it exists, and it's going to be very bad for us. Plains. Very bad for us. At this point, we need a Blood Moon, and we need our opponent not to counter it. That's what we need to have happen. Okay. thinking my way through this one. It's I mean, technically we're favored against this matchup. Technically, but it's still a hard matchup. Like, once we're at this point, like, once we're this far down the rabbit hole on him doing his combo, likely we're not going to win. It's cool. I love the fact that, like, a new combo deck has managed to spring up into the more modern format. Maybe not as a huge deck yet, but the fact that there is now another viable combo deck. Unfortunately, it's expensive. It'd be cool if it was cheap, but it's not. It's an expensive deck. So, and it's really with the combination of Wilderness Reclamation and Growth Spiral. Mind you, I know a couple decks that are like 50-50 on Growth Spiral on it. Obviously, it's a ramp card, but it's not like the world's best ramp card. Okay. What would our opponent like to do? Cool little thing as well. When you have two of these Wilderness Reclamations, is the triggers go on the stack, so you can actually like tap all your lands for mana, let the first Wilderness Reclamation trigger resolve, and then re-tap all of your mana, and then let the second one resolve on tapping your mana again. So then you have a million mana, or in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this case, what? If you assume you didn't do anything on your turn, 6, 12. Ooh, Gear Hulk. So I'm assuming he's going to Gear Hulk for Mystical Teachings. Would be my guess. No, it's push. That's weird. Sure. I figured he would try and get the combo up instead, but I guess pushing one of our soul sisters, I guess, is a thing. I mean, he could always just mill us. He has Blue Sun Zenith, and he also has he should have the combo card. But sure, if that's what you need to do, bud, you do that. Mind you, I guess this guy's also like is a 5/6 beater. He could technically pound us down with that. Yes. So gets another Blue Sun Zenith. At this point, if he casts it on his turn, it's gonna be a ton. So let's play another Soul Warden. Double Soul Warden. I mean, the scariest combination of cards ever. Double Soul Warden. And we'll just do this now. For no reason other than because we can. Okay. Opponent's turn. See what they have to say. Obviously, we're not going to attack in. I don't really want to attack into a Terrestrial Gear Hulk. It's cool, though. He has the Masterpiece version of it. Always nice. Always nice indeed. Opponent fetching. Okay. Whoa, what's this? Gain control of target creature with convert mass X. Ooh. Ooh. This deck is running all kinds of different tech. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. I wonder if he's not even aiming to do like the multiple turn thing. He's just aiming to get value. I'd assume he's taking multiple. We're going to take multiple turns. It seems like the way to go. This is always yield. Because that's our opponents. This is a very cool card, though. Gain control of target creature with convert mana cost X. I would like to make a deck that has this card in it. I should see how much it is. Seems like a very fun card. We should make a deck that is all about stealing and doing our opponent's deck. Like being like, I'm gonna take that. Let me want this. Because think about playing this card on like a huge creature. Like if we had like a Ajani's Pridemate that was like a 12/12, grab it. That'd be rad. So opponent Blue Sun Zenith for 8. That's awesome. That's very fun. Oh man. And now he's just gonna play all of the things. Play everything. Growth Spiral, this and that. I guess he doesn't have that much land left, or doesn't have that much. Doesn't have a ton of land left. I think with this one is it just keeps drawing him cards, so he's still gonna have to discard a card at some point. But filling your hand up with Blue Sun Zenith. That's a fun way of going. And the thing is, it shuffles into your deck, so you can just constantly Blue Sun Zenith. Very funny. Very, very funny. Alright. We pull an Oblivion Ring. Do I? Opponent has 4 land. So, okay. So this is my thought. I want to Oblivion Ring his Terrestrial Gear Hulk. Because... we might have more Assassin's Trophies. Because I don't want to deal with a 5 swinging every single turn. He has a creeping tar pit as well at this point. I think we try for the we try it. I think it's gonna be countered though. He has 4 mana up. It means he has Cryptic up. We haven't seen a Cryptic yet, which means he may not have Cryptic, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. We know he has Cryptic Command. Should have Cryptic Command. But we're going to try and get rid of Gearhulk. I mean, the other option is also the Wilderness Reclamations, which is also not a bad idea, but we have to get rid of the threat. Have to get rid of the threat. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And then we hold up. We just hold up. Unfortunately, our opponent is going to be gaining life as fast as we're gaining life because Norin is going to keep coming in every single turn. So that's the thing that happens. Very interesting. Hey, there's a Snapcaster Mage. And there's an Assassin's Trophy. Lesai. Could have been so good. And then, and then he's going to get an extra cast off of the... Okay, that was a bad call. I just realized how bad a call that was. Because now he gets an extra trigger off of the Gearhulk. I should have went with Reclamation. That was a bad call on my part. You guys probably saw that. I bet you literally like a minute ago you were like, don't do that, Adrian. That's a bad call. That's a bad idea. If he gets rid of it, he gets to do the Gearhulk again. Yeah. Real bad. I'm tempted to scoop it up, but our opponent's still tempted to scoop it up. Do I scoop or do I keep going? Oh, he doesn't. I thought he would Growth Spiral. I thought he would do one of these other ones. I guess he can't cast this guy. He could opt. And he's kind of used everything else. So I guess there's not really anything else to do, per se. Interesting. Fatal Push. Okay. We're going to scoop now. Now we scoop. Now we scoop. Go to sideboard. Okay. Getting rid of the side. Remember the time I was like, we need to put in Tormod scripts? Yeah, that's going to be right now. Question as well is, do we bring in Worship? I think Worship does not come in. Oblivion Ring, arguable not to bring in either. Now, what is our other options? Thalia is great in this matchup. Blood Moons are great. Stellar Wreckage not good. Ranger of Eos is meh. The thing about this guy is he can't kill it, but he can take control of it, so it doesn't really help us out at all. So probably not worth bringing. Impact Tremors. Impact Tremors might be okay if we manage to resolve a Norin the Wary on it, because Norin the Wary will keep flickering back, and our opponent can't do anything about it, and it'll just keep dealing damage. But I don't know if it's fast enough in this matchup. Yeah. Hath is obviously bad. Disenchant. I think we have to bring in a Disenchant as well. And we can probably take out one of our Soul Wardens. So let's take out one of the Soul's Attendant. The Life Drain's great and all, but I don't think it's actually good enough. Yeah. And we don't want to take out too many. Like, taking out one is probably the most we would ever want to take out, because we still need it to, like, trigger our Ajani's Pridemate. Risky keep if I keep it. Champion the Parish gets big. I think we can keep it. This deck can usually run on a one-land hand. But we are on the play, so maybe I should have mulliganed. But to find out. Well, to find out. A little bit risky. A little bit risky, but we're going to try it. This much riskiness. One-landers are always scary. But in a deck that has... Oh, there's a second land. Okay. Mind you, it's not red, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, Champion of the Parish. Soul Warden, swing for 3. And now our opponent needs... if we have a red source, Norin the Wary gets really good. Opponent paying a bunch of life. Oh, he's going to play Growth Spiral. Gotcha. And is he paying 2 life for it as well? He is. Oh, he's going to Fatal Push. I see. Fatal Push for these guys away. Gotcha. I understand. I see your point. Ooh, we need red in a bad way. In a very bad way. Opponent could theoretically play Wilderness Reclamation now. If we draw into another land, mention the Meek. If we draw into a red source, Norin the Wary. And then Lightning Helix, Lightning Helix. Bad day for our opponent. We need red. That's what we need. Alternatively, I would also take a Thalia's Lieutenant. Ooh. Why would you do that? I guess there's only a 2-2. So yeah, that makes sense. So opponent grabs the Soul Warden. We'll play the Champion of the Parish. Opponent gains a life, sure. But we'll swing for 3. So that's the thing. Okay. Here we go, opponent. Let's race. Mind you, it's not much of a racing, so I don't have a third land. It's a bad race for me. Ooh, he has a field. Oh, non-basic land. Or non-basic. Just there's a lot of thinking going on right now. I'm like, what's the best line of play here? What do I need to pay attention for? Especially playing against a deck. Ooh, Snapcaster. Snapcaster, Fatal Push. Dang. Oh. That's unfortunate for me. This card's too good. Too good. Yep. Wow. That's a thing. I never thought I would see. Pridemate. Well, we'll play the Pridemate. And then ship it to our opponent's turn. It's weird. Our opponent is playing our deck for us, essentially. It's very bad. I guess he also, theoretically, if he plays another Snapcaster, then he can actually get Champion. Like, get counters on Champion. Which is funny. Which is very funny. Yeah, I'll take the 3 damage. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully I draw into a red source. Red source! Red source, red source. Red source. Red source. Does our opponent have Wilderness Reclamation? He does not. He does not play it. White source. Well, let's try and run down Mentor of the Meek. It means if we play anything, we can theoretically get stuff going. Draw engine going, which is very good. And I don't attack him with anything, because I don't want to lose either of these guys. Do I? Or do I? Do I attack him with Johnny's Pridemate? Nah. No, I don't. I'm just going to have to play the slow, painful game from our opponent. Mystical Teachings. Grabbing what? So, I mean, we have, what? For red sources, we have 12 ways of getting red sources in the deck. Should be able to draw into 1 at some point here. 12 of them. So we have 8 fetches, and then we have 2 Sacred Foundries and 2 actual mountains. No shortage of them. Fatal Push. Lame. I mean, it's not, I say it's lame, because for me it's lame. For opponent, it's a good idea. It's a good way of playing. Okay. Opponent probably swings in for 3 again. See, the thing is we can't block even. Even if I double blocked, he would push 1 and then just kill the other one favorably. So now I'm just kind of sitting on my hands. It's not fun at all. Yeah. Blood Moon. Blood Moon would be awesome. Like, would actually be awesome. But I don't have a red source. Alright, well, ship it to our opponent's turn. We'll keep playing this game. Keep playing the slow game. Slow game. Keep playing the play slow game. Growth Spiral. Oh, game Why do you do this? This would really, like, this would hurt our opponent really badly. Especially because they only have a forest right now. Be real bad for them. Real bad. Well, fingers crossed we draw into the red source. We have a couple turns clock. He's not going to kill us this turn. And, well, he might actually fetch up with Polluted Delta. He might actually fetch up a basic. Maybe. We'll see. The thing about Blood Moon as well is he may also blow up oh, it doesn't. He may also use his Field of Ruin when we play Blood Moon to actually blow up one of his own lands to get a basic land. Yeah, there's the Fatal Push that we were so worried about. Life goes on, gain 8 life. Hey, nice. If a creature died this turn, gain 8 life. So he gains a ton of life from that. Now, we could trade unfavorably, which we're not going to do, because that doesn't help us very much. And we draw into a Soul Sister. I am okay with that. See if our opponent's okay with that. Our opponent apparently is okay with it. Probably against their will, but they will do it anyways. Now what? I think we, again, are forced to hang out. Because we need a red source for Norin, or we need to gain some life so this guy can get some biggerness on him. Mind you, he could theoretically start creeping Tar Pit for 3 each turn, which would be very bad for us. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't been doing that. Just trying to get in a little bit extra damage every single turn. He doesn't even attack. He skips through it. Finally! Finally! Okay. Well, we have to get Sacred Foundry. And yes, we're going to pay for it. So we have options. We can play Blood Moon, shut down most of his stuff. Or we can play Norin the Wary, start getting counters on stuff regularly. I think we go Blood Moon to start putting him off in case he does get into his other pieces here. Which means he also has to respond to this. 2 cards in hand probably has a response. Oh, the response is going to be Field of Ruin. Oh no, he's holding up 2 so we can, words. He's going to Assassin's Trophy it. Or Abrupt Decay. Didn't expect to see that. Okay, that's fine. Abrupt Decay. I mean, I guess I theoretically could have also Lightning Helixed. Probably this guy. Oh. What is he playing? Mystical Teachings for probably a push. Or a Blue Sun Zenith. Because he can, Blue Sun Zenith for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a bad idea. Blue Sun Zenith for 5 is not a bad play. But he may also need to get the removal. Terrestrial Gearhulk is also a good card. What would he kill, though? So he'd probably either push or Abrupt Decay, one of these guys. Yep. All of the triggers. And I should be always yielding to this. And I should always be yielding to this as well. It's a weird situation we're in. I feel like we're in a weird situation. So he's going to be Fatal Pushing. He's probably going to Fatal Push this guy away. No, he's going to do the Pridemate. Which is not a bad idea. Pridemate, I guess, technically gets bigger with Soul Warden. And opponent is going to try and just go for the... Oh, he's not. He's holding up because he's more scared of what we might be able to play. Marsh Flats. Opponent is mostly tapped out. 2 cards in hand. Could Norin the Wary. It does give us all a bunch of life gain. And our opponent scoops it up. Oh, this is a challenge. Someone is challenging me. No, not right now. I'm in the middle of a game. Weird. Now, what do I do here? Indeed. I think what we do, we fetch up a Sacred Foundry. Have to pay for it, unfortunately. And I think we actually Lightning Helix his champion right now, because it flickers Norin and gets this guy bigger. Or do I double Helix the Terrestrial Gearhulk? No, I think it has to be this way. And because he's only on 2 mana, we're going to assume that he doesn't have a response. I'd rather leaving up 2 mana rather than him having a whole bunch of stuff, which is more dangerous for us. Okay, so our opponent doesn't do anything. We go back into a safer range. Not the safest of ranges, but a safer range. We don't attack yet. And we're at 5, 6, 7, 8. And gaining life from Norin now, which is very good. And he has Echoing Truth. Okay. I don't really think our opponent realizes that this returns target non-land permanent and all other permanents of the same name to its owner's hand. That sends these guys back to our hand. So that's not probably what he wanted to do, but that's what he ended up doing. And now he's going to push the champion, swing for 5, 6, 7. We're in a weird range, but not dead. Oh, no, because he can also... Sorry, hold on. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our opponent has us dead unless he misses Creeping Tar Pit. Opponent. Creeping Tar Pits. Well done, opponent. You got there. It was a very interesting game. So I guess that makes sense, actually, why he did this then. Well, this has been Adrian playing the Soul Sisters deck. Very cool deck our opponent's playing. I enjoy this, even though we didn't see it go infinite. It just, it's doing other interesting value stuff, which is very, very, very cool. Until next time, though, my name's Adrian. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of this deck, let me know, and I may take it through a league because it is relatively competitive. So that's something, if you managed to make it this far into the video, what is it? It's been like, what? It's been 40 minutes. So if you guys feel that way, let me know. Until next time, though, thanks for watching, and don't forget to game like a giant monster. I would like to throw a huge shout out to all of the Patreon supporters for backing the channel for so long. You guys are awesome. If any of you guys have made it this far, these people here, they make stuff like this possible.